We are back. We are back for the Saturday wrap. The Saturday wrap for weekend ending the 10th of May 2025. This is my review of the week, although slightly strangely includes last Friday, but if you saw last week's, you probably guess why. The weather, the beer, the politics, the gardening. Mm-hmm. All those sorts of things. Anyway, off with the standards, and it's the word or phrase of the week, and it is germination. So last Saturday, I thought that my peppers had germinated. And then I remembered it takes 3 weeks for them to germinate. And I had a look at the seed packets, and it turns out it was my cucumbers. And then I think it was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, the tomatoes had started to germinate. And today, the peppers have actually germinated after about half the time they normally would. I think that's down to the propagators they were put into. Sorry, and the really warm weather. Anyway, I've taken the tops off the propagators and I am watering them regularly, and I am now worrying about when they're going to go out because the propagators, the little places that they grow in, are really small. I don't really want to repot them. I just want to put them straight out. We shall see. Watch this space for further information. Anyway, the app of the week, which is, yes, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's Mac Updater. If you have a Mac and you want to keep everything updated, Mac Updater is for you, except at the end of this year, it goes out of support. I think it's still going to work, but no more support. And the company behind it are actively looking for someone to take it over. It's non-subscription at the moment. I have this feeling that if they do find anyone, they're going to make it into a subscription, which would be horrible. Anyway, Mac Updater, it gets about 95% of the updates that you need, which I like, and I think it's very good. And it comes from a Maltese company. The thing of the week, and this comes from work, where there are religious people, there are Catholics, there are Protestants, there are atheists, but we were all intrigued by the Pope, the process for getting a new Pope, and the actual new Pope. I think that's because being office-based, we are process-driven. And boy, what a process for electing a new Pope. Kind of liked it, to be perfectly honest. Will he be a good Pope? I have no idea. That remains to be seen, but, that sort of thing. The song of the week. Well, I was thinking about what I could have, and this popped into my mind because I think I still have the single. I don't have anything digital about it, except I did see it on YouTube and I thought, wow, that's from a long time ago. It's actually 1979 from an album called The Original Sin, which I think was their first and last, or maybe their almost last. And it's from Cowboys International and it's called The Aftermath. And it is more sort of new wave synth than punk, but I think it's pure pop. I quite enjoy it. I think it shows its age a little bit, but it reminds me of a time and a place again. Because that's what it's all about. It's memories and it's time and a place. And talking of memories, there are certainly memories from last Friday because it was LOLFest 16. LOLFest is Bragdy Tut Lols, the Tree Forest Brewery's little mini beer festival. And I was the first one there. And it was sunny. And the bus was late going from there, which was good because I was late as well. And I had some new beers, including Ponty Pils. Rather nice. and it's a lager. Who'd have thought? Anyway, also on Friday, Mac update. Well, yeah, I've just explained that. And my cucumbers. Saturday. Well, Saturday had a bit of a sleep in due to a LOLFest 16 and went to the project in the afternoon where I had a complimentary beer because I was reviewing it. I did put hashtag freebie at the end of the review, and with a bit of luck and a following wind, I will be getting 10% off all my beers. Um, they're also got a bigger beer garden, which is now open, and they're cooking food on site, and the fridge is looking really good, and there are lots more beers being brewed and social media being posted to, which I like. I wish them well. Unfortunately, I seem to have filled up MeWe. 5 gigs of photos, and they want $3.99 a month. That's US dollars. And I just think, I'm going to miss it. I really am. But sorry, I'm not paying out for anything more subscription fatigue. So it's bye bye, MeWe. You have been good. Sunday, it turned cooler. Monday, this is really sad. Someone I'd known for ages, who's much younger than me, passed away. A really good guy. I don't want to say at my age you're going to have to get used to this thing because he was much younger, but it's really sad when someone you know, like and respect, does pass away. And also Monday, which was the bank holiday, planted more Maris pipers, mowed the lawn, planted more spring onions, and sat out in the back garden with a Trangia gas attachment and cooked 2 burgers with some onions and some barbecue sauce and just scoffed them back. It was good. Tuesday, the front screen was frosty and the car roof, but none of the sides or back. But it is a bit chilly overnight, even if it is quite warm in the day. And I went to the tumble, which was full of Union flags for VE Day. Wednesday morning, Umbrel. The Bitcoin Lightning node software that I run on my, can't think what it's called, but it's that little Matchbox thing that's really good, and it'll come to me. That got updated, which worked well. And Thursday, well, I ordered some contact lenses on Monday. They were next day delivery, which was Tuesday. Long story short, it's the first time it's ever happened with Evri. They let me down and they were a bit unapproachable. Can't get hold of them. But it did arrive on Thursday, so they sort of pulled it back a bit. And of course, we had a new Pope. And Friday was the last Friday in Weatherspoons where we could have mixed grills or gammon or steaks. Because next Tuesday, that's the final. Oh yeah, still no chicken. I miss my boneless chicken basket. Never mind. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow will be a Beano. Tomorrow might be a 10% off Beano. Thank you for watching my inane dribble. And of course, contacts. Comments, I suppose it means. Very welcome. Big wave, and let's transcribe this in. Bye bye.